welcome back to Somewhere in Turinga. I have to think every time I say that, and there is every chance I'm still saying it wrong. So it's now April 3, which means a few things. The first thing it means is I carried on through April 2. I got field 81 cultivated into the evening, and I finished up the ploughing on field 83, and we're now going to get field 84, which has got the sugar beets in it, ploughed. I'm going to get course play set up to plough it, and then we can return the plough. It also should mean that we can plant our silage corn. So that's what I'm... Could not generate a course. Okay. Let's open course generator. Generate course. There we go. I don't think it had selected a field. So let's get course play going. You might notice that I am now in country appropriate units. We'll talk about why that is in a moment. So let's get you going. Yep, that's working. Let's run back to the farm very quickly. And there's a few things that I want to do. We're going to go into construction mode. We need to find a quiet little spot out the back to put in the bits for the wages, which I think is under production and not generators. Was it factories? Nope. Greenhouses? Nope. There's no generators. Who remembers? Was it signs? Nope. Others? Yep, there it was. We're going to put in our daily deductions. And so I asked Monarchs, because I knew he would remember how much we used, and we used £15,000. We're in euros now. But the suggestion was that that was a bit steep. And I remember previously a bunch of you felt that that was a bit steep. So we're going to go for 10 grand. Now, if you all feel that that's excessive, £10,000 a month for our 3 workers, then we'll increase it. But so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought I'd put a bigger one, but no. Okay. So there we go. So that's £10,000 a month that will come out of our bank account to pay for up to 3 workers for us to use. And I have the free labor mod, and I have courseplay set to 0 wages. So yeah, that's that done. And it adds a bit of a challenge to this being a hard version of the game, because we have to account for that in how we play. Yeah, so let me just, I put the combine header away as well, or one of the combine headers away. Getting space for everything is going to be a challenge. Right. Sorry, it's been another long day. I'm in another hotel. I don't have internet, so although I'm recording this video on Monday evening, I'm not going to be able to upload it till Tuesday evening, so you will see it at best on Wednesday afternoon if you are on the ball, and if I am on the ball. There are no balls involved in the product. Well, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Anyway, so units. We are in euros and kilometers per hour now, because until FS25 releases, I am going to be making farm sim videos exclusively on this series. So I don't need to remember to switch units. So we may as well be in region appropriate units. That's that. So the goal... My aim is to try and do at least 4 videos a week on this series for you guys. Maybe more, but that's the goal. Next, let's check the growth calendar. I believe, yes, we can plant our silage corn. We are planning to plant it in field 85. And the Kinsey's tempting, But we don't need to plant any more crops until next year once we've done that. Unless we take on contracts. And come on, game save. I've been messing about a bit, so autosave has kicked in. I'm not turning autosave off. Just looking at contracts. There are some sowing contracts. Oh, so there's no bag in there. Interesting. So there are quite a few contracts now. Interesting. So maybe common sense would say we should look at buying a seed planter. Really, I want a 6-meter planter. But do I really want to spend a huge chunk of our cash on a planter? I don't want to buy this one because it's huge and getting around the map would be an utter pain in the butt. If we go into the sales, say we've got the Kinsey still, but I don't think I want to... Oh, wrong button. I don't want to spend 60 grand on a planter. I've just said that. I don't think there were any more in here. No. So I think what we're going to do is do a bit of a lease, but maybe do a bit of a longer lease. And then if there's any contracts we choose to do, we can do those as well. So I'm thinking that holds 500 litres. That holds 600 litres. I'm kind of tempted by the Maxima 3-till. We don't need a no-till. The other option is the Lemkin, which holds a lot more seed and does allow for FERT. What would it cost us to lease that? Only 3 grand. The box is not going to be a lot. That wouldn't cost much to lease that. 150 horsepower. We're going to lease ourselves the Lemkin. Yeah. Yes. We're going to lease that. We're going to lease the box as well. Yes. Thank you. So seed goes in the planter. Fertilizer goes in the box on the front. We should probably do fertilizer as we go. It'll make our lives a little bit easier. Just had a thought. We should probably check for pH, because it's not something that I've looked at in that field. It might be worth us doing the Carbo Lime. Thank you to Rural Pilot for pointing out that the liquid Carbo Lime was actually in the first version of Terralife Plus. I was pretty sure that I had seen a comment somewhere that it wasn't, but yeah, I am wrong sometimes, so I'm happy to be wrong on that one. It's not a big deal. So yeah, we definitely want to get some lime on the field first. So let's jump in the little jobby. Technical term. I know I sometimes confuse you guys with all these technical farming terms. But yeah, we'll jump in the little jobby. We don't have any more Carbo Lime, so let's get a few more IBCs of that, because it is cheap as something that's really very cheap. And we've got a lot more fields to spray with it, so don't see any reason not to buy a load more of it. And yeah, we'll get our one field planted, but because there are contracts, I think it's probably worth hanging on to. So, and let's talk about the contract as well. So I did not get set up at the weekend so that the patrons could make use of the multiplayer aspect of the game. I woke up on Saturday morning with some of the symptoms of the headaches that I get, and so I took it easy over the weekend so that I didn't turn into a weekend that would have been an absolute cluster. because I suffer from cluster headaches. I know, I'm really funny, aren't I? But someone did suggest don't build a farm, buy one of the existing farmyards. And although that's an appealing idea, there are some limitations. And let's just hop over. It's a nice farm. Realism is key, but you know, so is time management. So I believe it's just over here somewhere. I think it's up here. Let's put the drone up, shall we, to help us locate where we want to be. Yep, so it's not there. It's just here. The pig farm. But this guy costs £205,000, so it costs more than all of our cash. And we have things we need to buy still. And we need to sell the pig pen and put in another shed to give more storage for the contracting. So at the moment, I don't think that's a sensible use of funds because we have limited funds and we'd probably need to borrow a good, you know, probably 400 grand to do that. There is an other farm on the map. There's a chicken farm and there's a, let's visit this guy. That's a petrol station. That's a BGA. I think this guy, there's a beef farm here. I think this is a cow farm, but I think from memory this is horrendously expensive because it's got a big old BGA on it and stuff. So that's a bit of a no. So at the moment, I'm still thinking that we will build a small contracting yard. The other reason that I think that's a sensible idea, now it holds less true for the £3 million yard that I've just shown you, but for this one, that's, I mean, it's maybe not that far away. But the other issue that need to think about is that certainly for a while we will be sharing equipment, and that means having the two yards close to each other is a massive benefit for all of those involved, because if something's at the contractor's yard and I need it to record a video, then it really helps me out if it's close, because I don't have to spend a really long time going to get it and setting up to record. And likewise, if I've used something to record a video and the guys playing on multiplayer need it, they don't have to come get it and waste a bunch of their time. So that's another thing that in my mind is a good justification for them being close to each other. Yes, yards built by people like me are not as nice as yards built by map makers. Don't disagree with that at all. But equally, there's not much space in our yard to store the kit that we have. So I think it could work. I think we need a bit of an expansion anyway. So, yep. At the moment, my plan, I think, is still to do something where we have adjacent yards. Or certainly close to each other. It's on the other two maps that we played, and certainly on Maypole, the contractor's yard where the guys were set up was relatively close, and it worked really well. Yes, it was one that was built into the map because Cavalier already has lots of farms on his maps, and it worked really well. With there only being, I think, 3 farms on this map, and us taking the smaller and probably the one that would have made the most sense, but I needed a cow farm, and it's the only one we could afford. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. What we could do is a tanker trailer for carbo lime at some point. That would be sensible, wouldn't it? That would. Yeah, that would be sensible. So, yeah. The days per week haven't changed yet. I'm guessing we're going to have to wait at least till the end of the month for that change to kick in. But yeah, I think we will build something on this field here. That is a job that I will likely do off camera, because then I can spend a bit of time trying to get it looking somewhat nice. I don't think I did an awful job on the one on Glenlather, and you guys didn't see that much of it, but yeah, wasn't amazing, wasn't awful. The one about on Attingham I quite liked. Now that was not a contracting yard, that was a farm that I farmed, but I quite liked that one. I didn't think that one was that bad. And we've got the sheds and things that the farm next to us that we're using is built from. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. The biggest problem, and pun intended, is going to be getting some sheds that are big enough to fit things like the header off the combine and the combine without costing the earth. And so I did have a look at the pig farm. I did have a look at selling the pig shed and putting in a big shed there. And it just didn't feel to me like, with where we are at the moment, being the sensible option finance-wise. Given that there is a heck of a lot of stuff we still need to get. Maybe if we were in a different position farm-wise, you know, maybe if we had all the kit, but... And some of you are probably sitting there saying, just sell some of your tractors. But no. Part of the heritage of the save, and that might sound weird, but... Yeah, you should understand by now that kind of how I am. So, you know, I did say that I wouldn't sell any tractors, and I think we've sold some. So we've sold some. Yeah. So, but we're not selling any more for now, because it can get so that we only just have enough. Anywho, yeah, so in terms of yard, that's my plan still at the moment. In terms of applying carbo lime, we're really hammering through it, because this field is a bit of a mess, and it's pretty big. Yeah, so I do wonder if the trailer that I used for milk could be filled with carbo lime and parked at the side of the field. The alternative is I just get a whole load of IBCs of carbo lime delivered to the field, and we don't have to keep driving back to the farm, which would also do the same job. Either option works. Either option works, because we've almost used our second fill up. Oh, we're going to have issues with the tree there. George of the Jungle is back in action. We'll do that. So yeah, I don't think we're going to finish this short run. There we go. And off we go. So yeah, I'll need to work something out for that. I mean, this is the biggest field we've got. It's probably in the worst state it's going to get, so maybe it's not an issue. I don't know. But yeah, we are out again. Let's have a look at that trailer. It's going to be under animals. as that one, it can take carbo lime. And for 24,000 litres for 29 grand. Or I could just have a bunch of IBCs delivered to where I need them. How much does an IBC hold? Come on, 1,000 each. I could just get them delivered 4 at a time and just get this job done. It's really handy having an agricultural supply company that will just deliver them like that for you. You know, they'll just turn up, drop off your 4 IBCs for you as you need them, and come and go like that. It's really handy. It's really handy. Anyway, I'm going to finish getting this field carbo limed, and I'll come back to you when I have done that, because it's going to take me a little while, and it'll get a bit repetitive. So I'll see you all in a moment. Okay, on to the very last row. Yes, I did the field the wrong way round. I actually thought, because we're getting through so much carbo lime, that would be the easiest way to do it, would be to do short runs, because that way I could at least complete a couple of them before I had to refill again. Yep, disturbingly different logic. I know. It's how I work. The ploughing is almost complete. It has missed a fair bit of the field, so we're going to have to go tidy that up, but I'll do that afterwards off camera, because it's all the fiddly little corner bits that cause play misses. So yeah, not a big problem, but just a little bit frustrating, I guess. But what I want to do is get into getting the silage corn planted, because it's not late. I'm just freaking exhausted today. So I come up to 8 PM on Monday. I'm not going to bother editing the video this evening. Yesterday, if you watched the Maize Plus Pig Farmer video on Monday, it was released today. Yesterday I scrambled to get a couple of videos recorded and edited, because I didn't get any done over the weekend, and yeah, so I got those done on Sunday, and the Timberborn video finished uploading about 10 minutes before I wanted to go to bed, which is not good. It's not good. So once I finish recording this video, I'm going to edit it tomorrow when I get home from work, which might be a risky plan. And what I actually might do, because farm sim videos tend to release in the afternoon, so I might even save it to edit on Wednesday in the morning. I know, crazy, huh? I did have this plan that I was going to record 2 videos tonight, but I know that is not going to happen, because we've still got the drone active. Yes. And I have a particular tractor I would like to use for the planting. No. Where are you? Because we've gone to different number plates, haven't we? It's this guy. Yeah, we've gone to European number plates, so it's changed the words on there. That confused me. So this is my 7810. We had originally 3 7810s on the farm at one point. They're a really good workhorse, and they were a really good value when we made a bit of a step change in capability in our farming equipment. So yeah, turn that off, turn that off. Yep. We need to buy some seed, which you probably don't want to fold that yet. S. So we want to buy seeds. And it's going to be I guess it's a fodder seed. Yeah, silage maize. We probably don't need that much. We probably need more than 50 litres though. A 600 litre pallet, that's probably enough. So if you're new to Terralife Plus, you want to ideally use the seeds for the crop you're planting, because if you use the universal seeds, you will use a lot more seed. So we're going to bind those. And then we want some fertilizer. How much does that hold? That holds 2,000 litres. So let's buy 2,000 litres of fertilizer. Let's buy a couple of bags of that. So, yeah. Let's... GG. And I'll try and make sure I get the fertilizer. So we're going to start filling from a distance. There we go. And then we will select the back. We'll open that up. Assume we can. And then we'll go grab some seeds. So we'll grab a bag of maize, silage, seeds. And I should probably have lowered the seeder or planter. Go. Old seeder. I assume I can. Let's try and put those in the seeder. Up on the platform. There we go. Like a professional. This is a really cool feature of Terralife Plus, the real seeding. So we can put in 600. So we can put the whole pallet in. If we wanted. Am I really at 38 minutes of recording? Did I not stop recording while I was doing the other stuff? Anyway, I'm going to get the rest of this filled up and I'll be back. Seems I did not, which means I've got some editing to do because I was not talking for chunks of that. So yeah, oh well, it'll be a pretty easy edit. It was pretty obvious when I wasn't talking, so yeah. Not exactly tricky to edit out when you weren't talking. But yeah, you can see I've got a little bit of ploughing to do in the corners there, but nothing too major. Nothing too tricky. Again, I'll just tidy that up off camera. Let's assume Courseplay did a perfect job, shall we? Yeah. So what we need to do is get set up to plant our corn field, our silage cornfield. Now a 6 meter planter probably isn't ideal for a field that is this relatively big. It's not a massive field, but it's not tiny. So I want to set up on what kind of heading does the field run? It doesn't run at 90 degrees, does it? No. Helicopter. So I probably want to set up to run roughly along the axis of that, I guess. I should have set up the other side and run along this edge. But this edge is roughly the same. So something like 121. That's not a good angle, is it? That's not a great angle either. 135. If I run at that heading, no, that's not a good angle. Let's go over this side of the field. Ignore, just talk amongst yourselves while I faff, okay? Just talk amongst yourselves while I faff about, okay? Yeah. So cosplay's done its thing. Cosplay's done its thing. Yeah, yeah. Just amuse yourselves for a moment. Not like that, you dirty bugger. And 112.5 is the angle we want. No. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just pick an angle and get on with it, shall we? We'll be here all bloody week and I want to go home eventually. So, let's just commit. Let's just commit to an angle and can always tidy up afterwards. It helps if you turn the cedar on. It really does. Right, so no tram lines because we don't put tram lines in corn apparently. But yeah, we're not doing tram lines this time. We will set the cruise control down to about the right sort of speed so when we get to a headland we can turn around easily. Yeah, we are on automatic fertilizer application, so we won't need to come back. I might nudge that down so we actually have something to do. Maybe I won't bother. Oh no. Realistically, we probably have plenty to do, so maybe we'll just leave it. And yeah, corn going in our one crop for the year. We've got a lot of planting left to do, but it's all grasses, so yeah. You know, we're not doing badly. We are almost at time for the video because I said I would do about half a day in each video. So we might end up only doing some of the planting today and we might do the rest tomorrow. There's a tree there. It's becoming a reoccurring thing, isn't it? Now we'll still be in the same game day, which is good because we want it all to grow at the same rate. The other thing I am curious about, because I can't remember from planting it on Pelegni, is it does not need rolling. Yay, farming agency. No rolling corn. Now, there are stones in the field, so we might roll it anyway to get rid of the stones. And then that might do weird things to the texture, so maybe I won't bother. Maybe I'll roll it afterwards. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it. So that's cool. We don't need to worry about rolling it. I'm really happy with that. I love that the crops that you probably wouldn't roll have been set to not need rolling with Terralife. I know I went on about that when I planted them before, but it makes me happy. So it probably should leave. No, let's go forwards. Let's not turn cruise control. Did I say it's been a long day? Yeah. If you're a regular, if you're not, you're going to learn something. So my commute to the office, I was in the office today. That's why I'm in a hotel tonight, because the office is a long way from home. And so when I go to the office, I tend to do 2 days in a row. My commute to work involves about a 70-mile drive normally, around the M25 motorway in the UK. And I got in the car this morning and I always put sat-nav on. I know where I'm going and I have to get to work, but I always put sat-nav on because Google Maps has live traffic. And I put sat-nav on and it flashed up with the a warning for the London's low emission zone. So why the heck is it sending me through central London? Because that's not the obvious way to get to where I work. let's throw on a bit of traction control. Normally you go around the M25, you don't go in through central London. And it turned out that, so I then checked, and SatNav was indeed trying to send me through central London. And it was because there had been an accident at the end of, basically end of the day yesterday, I think at like 10 p.m. A lorry had an accident, and there were still delays as a result of that. They were doing motorway repairs still in the morning, and the motorway was still shut. And so rather than a 70-mile drive to work, I had an 85-mile drive to work. And what should have taken me, it certainly takes me about an hour and a quarter to get to work in the morning when I drive to work. Maybe an hour and 20, hour and 25, depending on traffic. And I normally leave home just after 5. Today, because of the bit of faffing with SatNav, it was more, and I had to load the car up with a bunch of stuff. It was more like 20 past 5, and it took me just over 2 hours to get to work because of slightly longer journey and more traffic, because it was busier because more people were going the same way. The M20, if you don't know, if you're not from the UK, the M25 is a complete circuit of London. It goes all the way around, and so to get to where I'm going, you can go either way, but one way is slightly longer than the other, and obviously because one way was shut, more people were going north rather than south. So yeah, it was busy and it took longer, and that kind of meant that my workday started a bit later than I had intended, and that meant that my work, and I had to do more than I had planned in the office today, and so that meant that my workday finished later than I had planned, and then I went for a run, and then I'm doing this. So it's, yeah, I'm just rambling because that's what I do. And I know I'm always complaining about being tired. It's a feature of my life. I'm tired a lot. I have always been someone who doesn't sleep particularly well, although I sleep badly last night, actually. I think I only woke up a couple of times in the night. I'm trying something new that I'm trying, actually. And it was thanks to watching a Steve Wallace video, Camping with Steve. I'm someone who, in various times in the past, has taken supplements for things, and I have a collection of them. And for the medication that I take for my headaches, there are some supplements that are recommended to help with absorption of the medication, and also to help with deficiencies that it can create. And so I have decided to actually start taking them. I brought them all, and they were sat in the house, and so now I have every night a big pile of supplements that I take, and I just want to see if they make a difference to how I'm feeling as a result of that. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, also, where the last 2 weeks I've been away basically all week, it means I've been eating a lot of shitty food. I would say, like 50% of my diet has been fast food, from like the food that comes in a paper bag or a box, and they ask you if you want fries with it, and I've been having fries with it, kind of food, and that's not good for how I feel. So yeah, but I've been staying in the kind of hotels that don't have restaurants, and I've been staying in hotels. I've not been traveling with people. The people that I've been working with are not staying away. They are close enough to home to go home after they finish work. So yeah, I'm kind of away on my own at the moment, most of the work trips that I'm doing, and so I'm not someone who will go and sit in a restaurant and eat on their own. So I've been eating really badly for the last few weeks, and that doesn't help with my energy levels and generally how I feel. So yeah. So that's kind of, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it, and you're not going to change that. So there. We're struggling a little bit with the old tractor. Pretty sure we've got enough power to run this. You know, a medium. Yeah, we're 175. We're 175, and we only needed 150. So, I guess it's just the terrain. It's just the terrain. We're going to be fine for seeds because we used barely any. So you might have noticed that that 600 litres of seed cost us like 3.5 grand, so it's quite expensive. But we've only used 35 litres so far, and we've planted a good third of what we needed to plant. So we could have brought, you know, a couple of 50-litre bags and we'd have been good, to be honest. And that was, you know, one of the things with the crop-specific seed for Terralife is the seed prices and the seed usage rates are attempted to be set to be more realistic. So yes, you will pay a lot more for the seed, but you will probably use much less. So it's kind of cool, you know. If I look, we are, yeah, probably at least a quarter of the way through this field, and we've used, what, 40 litres of seed. So, yeah, nice and cheap actually to get this big field planted. Because it is quite a big field for, you know, if I click on it, it's 4 hectares, 4.5 hectares. I assume that's a big field. I really am not good with sizes of field in that kind of area. So, yeah. I don't know. It's something that I don't have a reference for it, I think, is the problem. And please don't quote it in like football pitches and stuff, because that doesn't really help me. I'm not a fan of the soccer. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's not something that I've really spent enough time understanding, I guess. I should probably use Google Maps or something to measure some of the fields that I explore when I run past when I go running, because I have a feel for how big they are. And that would be a really good idea. I should do that, because that would give me an idea of how big these fields are in relation to that. That would be really sensible. I should do that, because I see those relatively often, and so I have a feel for how big they are in the real world, and I could then relate that to these fields, and I would then have a reference point, and that would work. Yeah, I like that idea. Problem solved. So we're coming up to probably the point I'm gonna take a bit of a break from work, because not work, but work, non-work. I'm going to end the video. That's what I meant to say. So we'll carry on with getting the silage, corn, maize planted next time. But until we get to the point where we get the 2-day weeks, and I can run at times 10, this works for me. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. We getting our corn planted, and yeah, I'll be back with another video pretty soon on here. So yeah, Thank you to the patrons and YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I'll see you next time.